These are small measures which will go a long way into emancipating us as a people so that we can delink ourselves from the state capture that is continuing right now. Since when have you ever had a child of a cabinet minister who has been abducted by the security agents? And you think it's business as usual? And you are there, you're just an ordinary hoi polloi, and you think that you're safe? You think that, do you have a father who can go to State House and ask Ruto to have your child released? No. This is a time when you're supposed to accelerate. This is a time that you're supposed to get your civic education up. You're supposed to be joining with people, finding ways of mobilizing so that we can bring this system down. So, Uhuru Kenyatta has killed more Kenyans than Al-Shabaab. And then today, without any honor or shame, he stands there and says, at Gen Z, it's your time to fight for your rights. The guy left the country with 9 trillion in debt. He's the one. The stadiums, the money that was chopped, the money that was stolen, the money that was embezzled, that was supposed to build stadiums was done during the Uhuru era. Why does he think now that he can speak to us? Uhuru Kenyatta, can you just stay in Gatondo and Ishaweri? Go and wank there. Uhuru Kenyatta is the one. He's the one who burnt Jomo Kenyatta International Airport. For what? Just so that we can, his cases, his ICC cases can be meddled with, so that he can undermine the rule of law in his ICC cases. And then now today at a funeral, drunk as fuck, says, oh, Gen Z, I'm even telling Gina, stand for your right. All the laws that William Ruto is using to oppress us, those Section 22, one of the Cyber Crimes Act, the ones that Mohammed Amin and his goons are using to instigate court cases for us with corrupt magistrates. All those were passed in 2017 when Uhuru Kenyatta was the president. So William Ruto is only extending your lunacy, your depravity, your mental impotence, your ohe. Hey, at Gen Z, it's your time to rise. You are the one who has brought us here. You brought us Ruto. Nobody gave a fuck about Ruto. Ruto was just another pariah. He was just another opposition politician who was just another killer, another warmonger, another genocidal prick. You're the one who sold him in Mount Kenya. You're the one who polished him. You prayed for him in Gatondo and you did an oath. So we would not have, William Ruto is a creation of Uhuru Kenyatta. What you should be doing when you appear in public, you should be apologizing. You should be telling people, I'm sorry, I did not know this guy was a crook like this. But don't come and trying to insinuate ourselves in the movement, trying to say that you're part of us. You are not. At Gen Z, I'm also telling Gina. What are you telling Gina? Gina has wealth beyond measure. Why would she go for protests? Fight for your rights. You are the one who has actively undermined the 2010 Constitution every time you are undermining it, trying to meddle, trying to add all these clauses and everything which would allow you to continue ruling. So you are the author. You are the orchestrator of our misfortune. Uhuru Kenyatta, shut the fuck up. Now, the paradoxical happenings of the Uhuru era are the ones that are going to shock you. Uhuru was on the payroll of this nefarious capital from Somali oligarchs. They told him, we need to acquire all of CBD. We need to gentrify Nairobi Central Business District. So we need to kill it. We need to stem the flow of numbers into the Nairobi economy. So what do? Let's come up with something called Alcoblo. Alcoblo, if you see it, is erected in all the key entries and arteries which are entering Nairobi. It's either in Uhuru Highway, it's either in Parklands, it's either at Globe Cinema roundabout, it's either on the other side of Mombasa Road, it's either on the other side of Langata Road. All of this is to send people from coming in and going out. And so all the nightclubs that used to be in Nairobi, which had employed our young people, all of them died. All the hotels, all the restaurants, now they are owned by Somali oligarchs. Somebody just drew my attention to Beirut restaurant, which is in next to Jamia Mosque. Please boycott Beirut restaurant, which is next to Jamia Mosque. It is owned by Farah Malim. Farah Malim is the one who called for the killings of Gen Z. He spoke that in front of William Ruto, and William Ruto was silent. He did not reprimand him, so it means that these people are together. Farah Malim is an associate, is an agent of nefarious capital of Somali oligarchs. Please boycott Beirut restaurant in CBD. So what did they do? They erected Alcoblo. All the bars were closed. And now Uhuru now involved the religious leaders and Mount Kenya leaders, and then they waged this war on alcohol, but it was not for the good of the country because, first of all, Uhuru Kenyatta is a functional alcoholic and chain smoking. Why would he care that people are drinking while he himself, even today, in that church, if you saw him, he was looking drunk. So please, this is how your oppression began. They brought alcohol. Many of you sit like former Alfred Mutua's wife, Lilian Nganga, telling us, trying to lecture us. Lilian Nganga, unaona kama tunakula kwako. Lilian Nganga, you're telling us, please, when you're passing a message, you have to use decorum. Who the we are going to address our oppressor? Shouldn't you be more concerned about the crimes that are being perpetrated by these people? Shouldn't you be concerned about the abductions, the enforced disappearances, the extrajudicial killing? You are more concerned about the language. Lilian Nganga, wewe, you've been quiet. You've never condemned all those killings and all those happenings, and then you suddenly open your mouth to try and lecture us. Unatulecture kama nani? Unaona kama sisi ni watoto wako? You think we live off your money? You think we live off your ex-husband's money? Now, if you've gotten into a deal with your ex-husband to try and antagonize us, please understand, we are in a new era. This is our last warning, Lilian Nganga. We are going to give you the treatment that we've been giving the politicians. We are going to get your number. We are going to know you are home. Please, this is the last warning. If you tweet like that, I will lie. Tweet like that again. Tweet like that again, Lilian Nganga. We're tired of you people. Over and above committing and perpetrating all these heinous crimes, you're dispatching lackeys like Lilian Nganga to come and antagonize me, telling me how to tweet, telling me how to address my oppressor. I address my oppressor the way I want. If I want to curse from morning till evening, I will do so. You do that again, Lilian Nganga uone. Do it. Kama unafikiri Mutua atakusaidia, hebu fanya hivyo tena. Throw such a tweet again. Uone. Metochokesha huku. We cannot. You're trying to police language. You're trying to bring respectability politics in front of terrorists, in front of mass murderers, in front of genocidal pricks. You want us to address them with decorum? Tupe heshima wewe mama, utatupatia heshima. Utatupatia heshima wewe, tukuli kwako. So they erected all these alcoblos, which then stemmed the flow of people into CBD. All the bars were closed. There was one time I did an audit. We had over 200 bars which were closed, and restaurants. All of them suddenly became restaurants of Somalis. But we are not targeting the culture or the community. We know all this money has a source. We know the vast majority of that community lives in abject poverty. We know the Northern Frontier Districts, NFDs, Bilokero, you know Bilokero cannot challenge me because I have his tweet where he counted and he analyzed all the money that has gone to the NFD counties, Northern Frontier counties. And not a single development project can be shown from those counties. Everything that they can show has been done by the national government. If it's the Moyale Road, has been done by Kibaki. They know I have done all of these. Bilokero, you cannot talk in my presence, Bilokero. Because me, I was silent. You guys just saw me the other day, but I used to monitor everything that you have done. So, please, I've seen people there. I saw another wanker there when I was talking about Somali oligarchs. Comes there and says, you are talking, sasa wewe unauza power bank isili. Are you an oligarch? Acha kujichocha. Wacha kujipandisha kwa kitanda na viatu. Cha Kikuyu say tika kwe haishia orere na irato. Wacha kujipandisha. Wewe uko chini. I want the big fish. Where you? Wacha kujichocha ati wewe umechora makatuni hapo saying blah blah blah. No, as we are patriots. Perhaps you don't know anything about patriotism. You've never fought for anything in your life. As we know, we have traveled to all the countries in Africa. We know what we are fighting for. We know what we have. We know what we risk losing, and we know where we want to be within the next 5 and 10 years. Because we don't want our children and our grandchildren to come and one day, like the way we are always trolling boomers. We are always trolling boomers because they are the ones who brought us all this nonsense. They are the ones who brought us Uhuru. If you saw the Kikuyu Council of Elders, they were saying that Uhuru, he has been anointed. He was written about by Mogo Akefiro. Mogo Akefiro had already predicted, oh, I don't know, the Mogumo tree has fallen in Nyeri, so Uhuru will be the president. It came from the elders. It came from the boomers. You are the ones who brought us in the problems. We are trying to fix the mess that you created. You are the ones who brought us Uhuru and Ruto. We are fixing your mess. Please understand, we are not about the community, we are about the oligarchs. Because even Somalis who go to those Somali restaurants, they are not given food for free. So it was a slow gentrification whereby now people started selling properties, being kicked out of CBD, and this is how colonization looks. This is it. And so Uhuru had been paid by Somali oligarchs to kill CBD, where now all the hotels, even the Intercontinentals, Hilton, they collapsed. 680 hotels, they collapsed. They used to be 5-star hotels. They used to attract tourism. They used to create jobs. All of this was deliberate and premeditated. And then Uhuru has, without any honor or shame, can stand there and say, oh, Gen Z, fight for your rights. What rights? You're the one who has actively undermined the constitution ever since you got into office. We don't want to see you, man. Anytime I see you, I feel like throwing up.